Whoa, well hello Internet Technology students, it's Mr. Walter with a how-to. I'm making a how-to about how to create links to files in same directory. How to create links to files in same directory. So what we want to do is make sure we know how to make links. It's very important to be able to write a link, and the first type of link that we're making is a link, okay, that is to a file that's in the same directory as where we're working. Okay, so this is something you could click on and you could move to another file that's in the same directory. Very important to understand it. So to do this, I'm going to switch over to my Kodak screen here, and I got a piece of paper here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to make some diagrams here. Oh, I got a visitor, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, so the first diagram that I'll make is just a way for you to think about files inside of a directory. Okay, so a directory is like a folder. Okay, so I'm going to try to draw a folder here that looks like it's open. Okay, so if this is a file folder, I don't know how well you can see that. It's like a file folder, right? This is the front of it, and this is the file folder inside. And the directory, right, this would be the directory name, or you could think of it like I said, a file folder. That's the directory name, and there's files inside of there. So the way we have it right now, this top level directory, we have all of our files inside of the same folder. So we have index.html, and we have mission.html. We have directions.html. We have lounge.html, and we have elixir.html. Also inside of there, we have, and I'm going to have to write smaller, we've got all those pictures. We've got the red JPEG and blue. I'm not going to write all the names of them. We've got a whole bunch of stuff, right? So we have all these files that are inside of that one file folder. Okay? Alright, so let's open up this folder, and I'm going to make another sketch and think about these files in relationship to each other. Okay, so remember, we started out thinking about the directory like a folder, and so now I've opened this up, and here's the folder. And if you haven't figured this out, the directory is at the top level of the directory. That's your website. So for me, that's mrwalter.rthstech, or I'm sorry, rthsinternеттech.online. But for you, it could be cloudrun6.rthstech.online. So the top level is your website, and then inside of there we've got index and mission and directions and elixir and lounge, and we also have all of these picture files, these JPEG images. Okay, so our code, our HTML for this resides in that folder. Now, what we're going to start doing here is making links, or what you should have already done is made links. And we started out by opening up the lounge, and we set it up so when you had opened up the lounge.html, you could click on a link and it would open up another file like Elixir. Or inside of Lounge, you could click on and get to the directions. Okay, so we also are making links so you could click on a link and get to the other file. So you could get back. You could go to the Lounge, like you could click on a link and go to the directions, and then inside of directions, you should be able to click a link and go back to the Lounge. That's how a website works, right? Is so you can click on links to get to all this other stuff. Same thing for Elixir. We could click on a link to get into Elixir, and we could get back to the Lounge. And we may want to get to the Lounge and go to the mission statement. And then from the mission statement, we may want to come back. Now, we also may want to go back to directions. We haven't started making links to all the other pages, but that's how the web works, is all these links, right, that are linking those pages to one another. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is we're talking about the actual code inside of a link. And so I'm not going to write all of the code that you are supposed to have written. I'm just going to write some. There's the HTML tag, and of course, if I'm going to have an HTML tag, I better have an ending HTML tag. And I am going to have a head tag, and inside of there I'm going to have my title, and it might be something like this is an example page, and then I will end the title, and I'm going to end the head tag. Okay, and now I'm going to have my body, and if I'm going to start a body, I better end the body. And inside of the body, I'm showing you how to make a link. Okay, so I'm just giving you some demonstration to put it in context. Okay, so let's say we wanted to have a link, and we wanted to go from this page to our directions page. So to make a link, that's referred to as an anchor. And an anchor tag all by itself is just the letter A. But for our anchor, we need to have more to it than just the letter A. We need to have an attribute. Attributes are things that modify the main tag. So in this case, the attribute we're using is called a href, or a hypertext reference. And the hypertext reference is where we put down the name of the file that we want to link to. So when we do this, notice the syntax. We say there's an anchor, and the hypertext reference is equal to, and then inside of the quotes we say the file that we want to go to. Then when we're finished with that, we will end that, and then here is where we put in words like click here to go to directions. Notice that this is sort of the friendly name. Click here to go to directions. This is where we'll actually go, and this part is what we will see inside of our page. Click here to go to directions, and then I need to end the anchor. Okay? So this is the main thing I'm trying to get you to see when we make a link. We have the A to start the anchor. We have the attribute href, which tells us the name of the file. We put that inside of quotes with an equal sign. And then we have the text that we'll actually see. Click here to go to directions, and then we end the anchor. So that is how to make a link to another page that is inside the same directory. So if I go back to my examples here, let's say I was in my index. That code that I just wrote for this link, if I started in my index, it would just take me one direction and link me to directions. That's just a one-way link to a file in the same directory. Okay, hopefully that helps you understand those. Email me if you have questions.